bare-knuckle boxers, gangsters, drug dealers. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay around theirs, would you? Well, guess what? I got an invite. I'm moving in with some of the country's most dangerous men, so we can find out how they sleep at night. And judging by this mob, there's gonna be tears before bedtime.
I'm going to be living with Bernard O'Mahony, a man whose life has revolved around crime and violence.
I was done for robbery, lots and lots of grievous bodily harms.
His CV reads like a character from a carnage-ridden road movie. Soldier in Northern Ireland, football hooligan in London, gun-toting doorman in Johannesburg.
Another decade of fucking madness, really, with gangs, stabbings, shootings.
But overshadowing all of this is his association and acrimonious split from the infamous gangsters known as the Essex Boys.
That's when my phone started ringing, you know. We're gonna fucking shoot you, we're gonna fucking do you.
The Essex grapevine still buzzes with rumour and hearsay about them. And as I approach this journey, thoughts cloud my mind. I've been hearing things. People have told me that Bernard isn't all that he claims to be.
And the weird thing for me is, for the first time, I've been getting phone calls about this guy. I'm being told things, he's a grass, he's a fake, he's living on the back of this, you know, this idea of the Essex Boys and, you know, bad reviews really. So, you know, it's not healthy for me really to be going to meet this guy with this stuff going on in my mind. So I've got to take him at face value. I've got to give the guy a shot, but you know, I'm getting sort of negative thoughts before I've even met him, and that's a weird, strange feeling, you know. I don't like going to work this way, you know. I'd rather just not know anything.
I'm meeting Bernard in a field in the middle of the English countryside.
What a beautiful day. One absolutely stunningly beautiful day in the middle of a beautiful forest. You know, go on a nice hike, bit of rambling, and then you come across this. Fucking hell. You gonna be all right with that, son?
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you, mate?
Hang on.
Oi!
All right, Danny, good to meet you, mate.
Good to meet you, son. So what's happening here, then? What's this? You got some sort of photo shoot going on here, or what?
Yeah.
What's it in aid of?
We're doing a photo shoot for a book, Faces, which is like real-life photos of villains, basically, you know what I mean?
Judging by some of the subjects featured in the book, Bernard seems well connected to the criminal underworld. Accompanying Bernard on the shoot is a strangely macabre piece of British crime history. In this Range Rover, on a cold December night, 3 men were shot dead. The killings of Tony Tucker, Craig Rolfe, and Pat Tate have become infamous as the Essex Boys murders.
Well, okay, well, so is this the actual motor?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's a strange feeling to think that, you know, 3 men were shot to death in this car.
Bizarrely, despite once being a crime scene, this car was sold at a police auction. Bernard's borrowed it for the shoot.
A bit weird though why someone would want the motor, do you know what I mean? Spin about in this, do you? Pick your nan up, take her out with a bit of lunch. It has got an eerie feel to it though. There's no two ways about that. Quite a full-on first meet though, I must say. Straight in, no fucking about.
It all feels odd. A bit like being in some kind of gangster theme park. I can't help wondering how deeply involved with the Essex Boys Bernard really was. Is all the stuff I've been told about him true? Is he just a bit of a wannabe?
I mean, how much did you have to do with these people then? I mean, was you...
Oh, he was my partner.
Who was your partner then?
Tucker.
Tucker.
Tony Tucker ran the security for a string of nightclubs, including Raquel's in Basildon, where Bernard worked.
I run the door for him, and he was just supplied the drugs in the club, basically.
But Bernard's certainly not mourning his former associates.
There were three bullies who got what was coming to them, really, and it was just a case of not are they going to get shot, who's going to fucking shoot them first,
Really?
you know what I mean?
So there's people queuing up really to wind them out, yeah?
Yeah. When they got shot, I didn't, not one fucking bit surprised. Not one bit surprised. I knew it was coming. I couldn't believe they couldn't see it coming, because every other fucker could, do you know what I mean?
I'm not sure what to make of all this. Shotguns and a motor in which 3 gangsters were killed. I was unsure about Bernard before I came, and so far nothing has made me think otherwise. I still don't know much about him. I'm going to have to dig deeper and find out to make up my own mind. I'm spending a few days with Bernard O'Mahony, a man whose life has revolved around violence and crime.
I personally don't think I was a very violent person. My victims would argue that I am.
I'm not quite sure what to make of him. He tells me he's a former associate of the infamous Essex Boys. And he's even been using the Range Rover they were shot in for a photo shoot for his book.
It has got an eerie feel to it.
But I've been told that he's a grass and is someone not to be trusted. We've headed back to Bernard's house, where I'm hoping to find some clues that can tell me more about him. I have a nose in his study. He has a strange mix of mementos and souvenirs that he's collected down the years.
I do my work here.
Well, I've got to say, straight away, Rolling Stones, massive fan myself.
In the 80s, he used to be the bodyguard of former Rolling Stones guitarist Mick Taylor. Mick's the one with the hair.
Any scrapes? I mean, any
No, just deranged women, you know what I mean?
See, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all.
This led to other security work for a number of high-profile A-list celebrities.
Seen your face before.
Quite the odd thing for me, Bernard, is obviously, you know, you've got all these sort of, Rolling Stones, another great one of Mick Jagger there, and it's surrounded by these Batman pictures. You know? Any idea why Batman? I mean, you've got Superman, you've got Spider-Man, you can go where you want with it, but
I don't know,
Batman just touched you in a way.
Yeah. I just always enjoyed it, you know what I mean? I always liked it, good versus evil, you know what I mean? The ultimate battle, innit?
Yeah.
I always just liked it, you know what I mean?
It's a bit of a mad mix of stuff. But then he shows me something that turns my stomach.
This is such a weird thing.
Bernard was once a pen pal of the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe.
The murder victim was identified tonight as 20-year-old Jacqueline Hill, a student who had been living in the Headingley area of the city.
Sutcliffe murdered 13 women between 1975 to 1980. Although deemed sane at his trial, he was later sent to Broadmoor Psychiatric Hospital. It's one of the most surreal moments I've ever experienced. Here I am leafing through letter after letter written by one of Britain's most notorious serial killers.
I mean, just look, I mean, it's Peter Sutcliffe's handwriting. Strange to think that that's a man that has killed many people, you know, for many years. I have vastly changed from my attitudes of 10 or 11 years ago. I was tragically misguided in those days about certain matters. I know that only too well. Oh, it's terrible. I feel ill reading it. Lots of love and fondest thoughts always, Peter.
me.
But why on earth was Bernard writing to the Yorkshire Ripper? As he starts to explain it to me, the story becomes even stranger. Bernard got pally with the Ripper through his friendship with two of Britain's most infamous criminals, the Kray twins. After organising a charity boxing event, he became a regular visitor to both the Krays, which sparked an interest in Bernard from one of the tabloids.
A crime reporter at the News of the World got in touch with me, and he just started talking generally to me, and he was going, "Oh, you visit the Krays?" And he said, "Do you ever see the Ripper when you're in Broadmoor?" I said, "Yeah, I see him all the time." I said, "He sits on the next visiting table." So he said, "Oh, if you ever get any stories on him, like, we're worth a lot of money." So I said, "I see what?" I said, "I'll write to him just to prove he'll do it." So he went, "Go on then."
In order to gain the trust of the Ripper, Bernard adopted an alter ego. Meet 32-year-old barmaid Belinda Cannon.
Belinda. Quite imaginative, I must say.
You have to adopt the character of the person they're interested in, or the sex they're interested in. So I wrote to him as this Belinda Cannon. He wrote back, and he just, if I asked him what his favourite colour was, he told me. If I asked him why he killed prostitutes, he told me. And I have to admit, in the end, it became quite an amusing game in the end. And,
I can imagine. I mean,
after about 8 months, he proposed to me.
Unbelievable.
Bernard thought his letters would result in selling a story to the papers, but nothing came of it. He realised, however, that by this method, he could get detailed information from prisoners. He began writing to Richard Blenky, who was awaiting trial for the murder of a 7-year-old child, and who Bernard believed was guilty.
Over a period of time, he wrote and told me in detail what had happened to this boy. And a week before the trial, I wrote to him. I said, "Look, I fucking know you lied. You did it, didn't you?" And he wrote back. He went, "Yeah, I've done it." And I got in touch with the police, give him the letter, and they confronted him with the letter on the morning of the trial. And he's there to plead not guilty. And it's something that sticks with me. The boy's father said, it was the best feeling in my life, he said, because I knew he was guilty, the police know he's guilty. To hear him stand there and say, "Yeah, I did it," he said it was like fucking... Yeah. And he can't appeal, can he?
No, of course not.
So it's a great... I do get a lot of pleasure out of it, yeah. It's a fucking great feeling.
Oh, what other people have you wrote to then?
Oh God, you name it. Ian Brady.
Brady's, yeah, Brady.
I became friends with Winnie Johnson, whose son Paul's still missing.
The boy that they never found, yeah.
And she suggested I speak to him, and I've been speaking to him now for 7 years, and I still speak to him now.
Nothing.
He ain't going nowhere.
He's been on a hunger strike for how long?
He's off his fucking trolley, you know what I mean?
He also tried to get a confession out of Ian Huntley before he went to trial.
Ian Huntley?
I wrote to him for a long time. A vile fucking...
Oh, fucking disgusting,
Disgusting,
man.
yeah.
I mean, they all are, to be fair, aren't they? What drives you then to get up, make a stand, and go that deep into it? I mean, it takes a lot of fucking time, bollocks, fucks with your brain.
I despise people who hurt kids, you know what I mean? I fucking despise it. Some people, protest about the ozone layer. Some people ban the bomb, but me, anyone who hurts a child, anybody, I fucking despise them.
It's as if Bernard's trying to be like his hero, Batman, crusading for justice, for a different persona. I've never met anyone with such a strange and complex relationship with law and order. On the one hand, involved in a major drug scene with gangsters, and on the other, a pen-wielding vigilante, writing to some seriously disturbed individuals in an attempt to get what he sees as justice.
Scumbags have gone to prison, have never appealed, they're guilty, end of story. So there's a lot of satisfaction in that, do you know what I mean? But I just like turning the bastards over, you know what I mean?
Bernard lives in Birmingham with his partner, Roche. She's prepared us some dinner. As we chat over our meal, I try to find out where Bernard's vigilante streak comes from. The more we talk, the more he starts to open up to me about the extreme violence he experienced at home as a boy.
My old mum was a complete fucking horrible bastard. The things you used to do to my mother, like gas her and cut her and fucking do terrible things. It's a good example of this is on Mother's Day when I was at school. He picked up a plate And he's gone to my mother, happy fucking Mother's Day, man. Smashed her fucking straight in the head with it.
After enduring years of violent abuse, Bernard and his elder brother decided to dish out their own justice.
Me and my brother attacked him, and my brother, we gave him a really good hiding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the next day he left home.
So he come unstuck, you and your brother attacked him, and then he fucked off.
He left the next day and never see him again.
He couldn't show his fucking face.
Never showed him to see him again. He knew his day had come, you know what I mean? He knew his day had come. He wasn't a man, he was a mess, you know what I mean?
His life began gravitating towards crime.
I was just always in trouble. Always in trouble. I was done for robbery, 2 counts of robbery, affray, assaults, lots and lots of grievous bodily harms, 2 woundings. I was banned from every licensed premises in Staffordshire by the Crown Court.
In an attempt to avoid a prison sentence, Bernard joined the army. Again, he ended up surrounded by violence. This time in Northern Ireland.
And the locals are really good at fucking you up, you know what I mean? And you're looking all around, you think you're going to be attacked because there's noises, and it is real pressure in your mind, you know what I mean?
After 4 years' service for Queen and Country, he moved to London, where he signed up with a different kind of army. Attracted to the violence of football hooliganism, he started running about with a Millwall crew.
When violence occurred, and I was in their company, they'd think, fucking hell, like, Bernie can have a row, do you know what I mean? Suddenly you have these people who admire you because you're anti-establishment or anti-authority.
And you can hold your hands up, and you're not, you're going.
Suddenly you think you become someone, which is a foolish thing to think, really. But because you're young and naive, you start to believe it. So the badder you are, the more people like you, you're thinking, the more of a following you have.
I can understand how Bernard gained a reputation for himself as a young man, but I can't help thinking about the things people have said to me about him. His name's not held in the highest regard, to say the least, by certain people connected to the Essex scene.
For me, before I've met you for the first time and anyone I've met, I'm getting bad vibes off people, telling me this, that and the other about you. Now, I've got to take people on face value at the end of the day.
Yeah, if I just stop you there, Danny, this is the crux of the problem. I don't give a fuck for no man or what he thinks of me. I'm my own man. But there are people who say, oh, he's this, he's that, and that. But I'm doing that book Faces, and I've got every top villain in the country's agreed to do it. So the people who tend to sit and talk shit about me are really the people who don't fucking matter, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the way I look at it, you know what I mean? When it comes to caring and sleepless nights, there is no one. There is no one.
Life's too fucking short, Bernard, don't worry about that. Life is too short, mate.
I'm starting to get an understanding of Bernard. He sees himself as a defender of the weak. From beating up his violent father as a young man, to writing letters that convict child killers he despises. It's all part of his own moral code. It's been a long old day. Bernard's a complex character. There's so much more I still need to find out. Crucially, I've not got to the bottom of his falling out with the Essex Boys. I want to find that out for myself and not rely on rumours and hearsay.
I've really learned you've got to just take people at face value. On a personal level, I've gone into this thinking this geezer's is going to be shit. He's going to be fake. He's going to be just a wannabe. And, I couldn't have been any more wrong, really. He's not claiming to be a villain. That's what's interesting. He's clearly fascinated by that whole world. Some of the stuff he's been telling me has freaked me the fuck out. This whole idea of writing to people like Sutcliffe and Huntley and, these paedophiles trying to get information out of them, and, it's a fucking mad thing to do. But he's clearly done a bit of Bird, and I'd like to sort of delve into a bit of that tomorrow. There's a lot more stuff going on. So, let me get me nut down. I feel safe here, even though there's a lot of hate for this guy, but I feel safe here, I feel comfortable here, and, we'll go over some stuff tomorrow, I think. I'm gonna have a lot to think about tonight.
I'm living with Bernard O'Mahony, a man whose life has been a richly dangerous tapestry.
I mean, I've been stabbed 6 or 7 times, I mean.
It's been a strange one.
Fucking hell.
We met in a field with guns and a Range Rover, in which 3 of his former associates had been shot dead. Back at his house, he showed me his collection of letters to various psychopaths, as you do.
It's Peter Sutcliffe's handwriting.
It's the morning of my second day, and over a cup of tea, I have a chat with Bernard and his 30-year-old partner, Roche. There's a bit of an age difference, so I start with a bit of teasing.
She's a lovely young lady, Bernard. I can't help but notice she's a bit younger than you.
Is she?
A lot younger, you know. You've had a right result there.
Spent a lot of money, haven't we?
I wonder if Roche knows what she's getting into. Bernard's involvement in crime has resulted in him being threatened on several occasions. One example is this incident caught on CCTV. It shows Bernard being attacked with a pepper spray outside a nightclub. His response proved that he's not someone to be trifled with.
Do you ever worry about him, Bernard? Do you ever worry just because of
People who...
the books he's wrote and the people he's upset? You know, which Bernard, you know, he takes it with a pinch of salt. But yourself, I mean, that's your man, isn't it? So
That phone call I was a bit concerned of. But then again, and I'll think, well, he knows how to handle them sort of people. So in a sense, not really, because I know he can talk to them in the way they would expect him to. So
and you would know if he was worried.
you would get a feeling in anyway,
like,
wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? On something, and then I would say like, oh.
But no one's ever going to hurt you. Going to ring you up and warn you.
No.
Nah,
When
just
they
all
ring
talk,
up, I
and
just
it's silly
go,
talk.
oh,
But
another fool who's had too much coke.
and I think as well, if it was going to happen, and they're going to say it was going to happen, it would have already happened in anyway, wouldn't it?
Speaking to Bernard about this, I realise we have something in common. He's been called this, that and the other and judged by people who don't know him. It's something that I get from doing these shows.
Well, it's this thing that I have to deal with is this tough guy image, right? A hard man, you know, and this is what the press label you as, right? You know, it's always in my mind that someone's going to have a pop at me, you know, thinking that, look, I'm not a mug or nothing like that. I'm from Canning Town, but I've always swerved that life, you know? And so I always read things about me, and it's Danny Dyer in brackets, tough guy actor, which is complete bollocks. And it frustrates me, you know? I'm a sensitive soul. And I suppose making these shows don't help me at all, but the reason I do make these shows is to show a different side to me. Yeah. And I'm not giving it the big one. I mean, you know, when I met people like Paddy, you know, I felt like a little girl around him. You know, and I wasn't afraid to say that, you know? It's important that I try and get that across, you know? So
it doesn't matter what Mr. X thinks of me or this gang think of me. I don't go to bed worrying about him, do you know what I mean?
Despite the threats, they seem happy together, and they have one very good reason to look forward to the future. Roche is expecting a baby in 6 months. It will be Bernard's 4th. He has 2 sons and a daughter who are now grown up.
How does it feel, the fact that you're going to have another child 32 years after the first time you had a child? I mean, I've got to say, I've got to hold my hands up to you. I'll raise my cup of tea to that, you know.
It doesn't matter what you do, second time round, third time round, you can do things better, do you know what I mean? And I look back at things I did bringing my own kids up and I think, oh, you should have spent maybe more time, you should have done this, more time at home. And so I'm really looking forward to it, to cover all them little mistakes I made on the way, do you know what I mean?
Bernard's got a chance to make a new start, which is something he didn't get with his second wife, Emma. Aged just 26, she suddenly and tragically died of a flu-related illness less than 6 months after they were married. One of Bernard's weekly rituals is to visit her grave.
As you can see, I'm not very good at flower arranging.
I was going to say that, yeah. I wouldn't book you a flower arranger though, Bernard, to be honest.
I used to come every other day, you know what I mean? But you've got to move on. She'd understand that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll never forget her, you know what I mean? But you just got to get up and dust yourself down and get on with it, you know what I mean?
How long would you usually spend over here? Just sit here and just, you know?
Oh, when it first happened, I slept here a few times.
Really?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I mean, 19 weeks. You know, and she always used to joke, you know, when you were old, I'll slash your tyres and leave you in your wheelchair in the middle of nowhere, you know. But you just don't think she's going to die.
Bernard's in a reflective mood, and so I take my chance to question him further about his violent past.
From a very early age, as I say, my father was probably the most violent man I've ever known in my life. He was off his fucking head. And he wouldn't just beat you, he'd use weapons on you, you know what I mean? Mm. And you left the house just fucking your mind just turmoil. And when you saw happy kids, you really resented them. And you wanted to crush their happiness and really? My daddy this and my daddy that, and you'd smash them. And then when you're at school, you'd get in trouble. And teachers couldn't understand why you're so violent, so disruptive. And you become a sort of outcast, you know what I mean? Mm. But that violence sort of stuck with me and inflicted it on lots of people. I've been in prison 4 or 5 times, but just for wounding. And I've been remanded a few times, but all for violence, you know what I mean?
In 1983, after he stabbed a man in a pub, Bernard went on the run.
I knew I was going to prison, and so I thought, move to Holland. Because I'm out the jurisdiction of the police.
After a brief spell lying low in Holland's liberal city of sin, he headed for a place where he was drawn back into a world of violence.
We flew to South Africa, landed there, and the fucking first riots ever in Johannesburg kicked off.
South Africa in 1984 was at the peak of its violent and troubled history, with apartheid tearing the country apart. In Johannesburg, Bernard found work as a security guard on the door of a Greek nightclub on the city's notorious Murder Mile.
Dangerous place to go, though.
It is very, you're not like a doorman here. You have an handgun, you have a shotgun, all types of different weapons, yeah.
Don't need a licence.
No, I ain't had a fucking holiday permit. The Murder Mile is exactly what it says on the tin. It's one of the most violent streets in the whole world. Everyone carried guns, everyone carried knives, and they're just fucking killing each other.
Following a fight with a Portuguese gang in the club, one of them followed Bernard home.
And then when I went home that evening, I was attacked by him and I was stabbed in the chest. And there was a bit of a fight in the lift and the Portuguese guy got hurt quite badly.
Bernard was arrested for the attack and once again found himself in prison.
It's a horrendous fucking place. They used to hang between 7 and 14 people a week.
Would they hang people in front of you, or was it one of them sort of...
Yeah, they'll put them in a lorry and you'll see them going down one end of the prison and then you'll see the lorry coming back and they're all fucking dead in the back of it.
As soon as he was granted bail, he fled the country on an emergency passport, taking the first available flight out. He found himself in Luxembourg, from where he travelled to France and then back on a ferry to the UK, where he was still wanted for the pub stabbing.
I had no proper passport, just a piece of paper saying from Joburg to England. And the customs man see me walking towards him, I just thought, I know he's going to tug me, I just know it. And he tugged me and I was in prison the same night because they got me for what I originally went on the run for.
But you was back in England though? I mean,
oh yeah, I was in Stafford prison and it was like being in the Hilton Hotel compared to what I'd been in.
You think you learnt stuff from being in prison? I mean, did it sort of shape you into a better man?
Well, I'd like to think that I learned stuff from every tragedy and every bit of shit you go through, you know what I mean? And prison was no different. But people who think it's clever, it's just soul destroying being in prison because you're locked up with complete fucking idiots.
Do you have any feelings of guilt or from the people that you have hurt, people you've cut, people you've bottled? I mean, do you dwell on that at all? Or?
No, because it's just done business to me. And a few of the people I've had altercations with, I still haven't got, you know, some of them I think, you know, they're just worthless human beings. But there's others I genuinely do feel regret doing it. Do you know what I mean? And there's good and bad in all walks, isn't there? But I don't dwell on things, you know what I mean? It's like, you just move on, get on with it, you know what I mean?
I've had 2 days with Bernard, and I've learnt that throughout his life, he's been constantly drawn to the criminal underworld. It's as if crime is the oxygen to his flame, and without it, I wonder if he would be able to exist. But questions still remain for me, blanks in this story that need to be filled, and most of them revolve around the place that I suspect shaped much of who Bernard is today. It's the county that I now call home, the birthplace of such varied and great British icons like Sir Alf Ramsey, Sam Fox, and the Escort XR3i. In the 1980s, Essex became synonymous with white stilettos, flash motors, and the aspirational working class. Girls who are boys, who like boys, who be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you're in. It had become the place East Londoners moved to when they'd made it. And that included its fair share of gangsters and villains. One of those was Bernard. It's where he met the Essex Boys.
I want to know how deep, how involved Bernard was with it all, you know? I mean, was he just running the doors? Was he just another bouncer? Was he just another lump? You know, or was he really in with that firm? I mean, was he really, you know, involved with the drug side of things? And, you know, it's still quite a grey area for me.
We're meeting in the tiny village of Rettendon, as far removed from the criminal underworld as you could imagine. But its quiet tranquility was shockingly disturbed one morning when the bodies of gangsters Tony Tucker, Craig Rolfe and Pat Tate were found in a blood-splattered Range Rover.
The 3 victims were shot in the Range Rover they'd been driven in, not to complete a drugs deal as they'd been led to believe, but to be killed by 2 rivals.
As we walked the quiet path where the men were found, I asked Bernard how he'd come to be involved with these men in the first place.
I mean, was you involved with the drug side of it? Was you, you know, just on the door? I mean, how deep was you?
In 1986, I was released from prison, and new beginning, new start. Jumped on a train and headed to Essex.
Once again, Bernard's wanderlust brought him back into contact with violence when he became a bouncer at Raquel's nightclub in Basildon.
At the time, it was like stilettos and fucking drunks, basically, you know what I mean? They're either trying to fuck each other or fight each other.
Yeah.
But everything was about to change. Something arrived that revolutionised clubbing. And it wasn't headscarves.
What it done is it changed clubbers. It changed, you know, what they was doing when they was in a club.
And the monsters turned into mice overnight, do you know what I mean?
They did, didn't they?
Hugging each other and loving each other.
And the mice needed feeding. Now Bernard didn't have to worry about tear-ups and chucking people out. It was all about making money from ecstasy. He joined forces with Tony Tucker and they controlled the drug trade inside Raquel's.
I said, you know, you can have your bit on the side, the gear, and I'll run the door and we'll all be happy, do you know what I mean? Because it was a big club, it attracted like promoters, rave promoters, because they thought, oh, it's a peaceful club, Tucker runs it, everything will be sweet, all the drugs in it. It worked really well.
The drug business is a ruthless one. As Bernard was about to witness firsthand, Tucker and Tate were dangerous gangsters with their fingers in all kinds of unsavoury pies.
Tate went into Canning Town, which you know very well because you're from there, and he robbed people in Canning Town, and it's just not a career move, you know what I mean? It's just not very clever, and they thought they were invincible, you know what I mean? Tate only went through people's doors one way, and that was just kick it off the hinges, barging, screaming, shouting, threatening people with guns, violence, just naked violence. I mean, it's the only thing he knew. Do you know what I mean? I went on expeditions to Bristol to shoot a guy. I went to Sunderland to kidnap 2 brothers. So it was like although everything was Essex based, they had sort of nationwide interests. You know, they were just vile human beings who destroyed families, destroyed people and wrecked their lives.
Things came to a head when 18-year-old Leah Betts became an unwitting anti-drugs poster girl. After taking an ecstasy tablet, she fell into a coma.
Police warned that they suspected the ecstasy tablet was contaminated with another substance.
The police believed that the type of pill she had taken was being sold in Raquel's. They approached Bernard about getting hold of one for analysis.
I've got this dilemma. Is it a dilemma? Not really. There's a young girl dying. Do I help her or do I adhere to this bollocks mythical underworld code where you don't talk to the police, you don't grass, you don't do this, you don't... I knew they wouldn't be happy about it, but I said, I'll try and get you one. I said to the police, I'll try and get you one of these pills. Helps the girl, great, you know what I mean?
Bernard couldn't get his hands on one of the pills, but as far as the Essex Boys were concerned, he'd spoken to the police, and so he was a grass.
But when Tucker and Tate and the others heard that, I'd so openly agreed to assist the police, that's when my phone started ringing, you know. We're going to fucking shoot you, we're going to fucking do you.
But just a few weeks later, Bernard wouldn't have to worry about any threats. Someone went after him, and they didn't miss.
There was about these killings a hard and ruthless edge which can only horrify and stagger the non-criminal mind.
According to Bernard, the Essex Boys had it coming. They'd pissed a lot of people off thanks to their antics that involved robbing other drug dealers.
And there's no hiding, no masks when they went to rob these people. And when a geezer loses 100 grand's worth of gear, it's going to come back on you, you know what I mean?
And he believes they were lured down the lane with a story of a plane loaded with drugs that was landing on this field. It was a lie. He explains that there were two gunmen, one who was in the car with them, the other waiting in the bushes.
The vehicle came in, went to the bottom of the lane, pulled up at a 5-bar gate.
Yes.
Gunman's accomplice walks to the front of the car pretending to get the gate. Instead of unlocking the gate, he actually bends down and picks the shotgun up. Meantime, his friends come out of the undergrowth to the open back door, does Rolf behind the ear in the back of the head, does Tucker in the side of the face, shoots Tate in the liver. They didn't intend to kill him initially. He wanted him to witness the slaughter and say a few words to him. And then the other gunman went round to where Tate was sitting, put the gun in through the broken window into the back of his head, pulled the trigger and sent Tate to wherever we all go.
So if the killers were with them, they must have known them.
Very well organised, wasn't it? Didn't take a lot of people.
Extremely well organised, yeah. I mean,
These are people that have done this many, many times before, isn't it, really?
They knew what they were doing.
Even though the murders happened 15 years ago, Bernard is still involved with the case. He's campaigning for the two men convicted of the crime. He believes Mick Steele and Jack Womes are innocent.
I mean, they got sentenced to 15 years. I mean, that's 15 years ago. I mean, surely they're due out, aren't they?
Well, they won't accept their guilt, so they're not going to let them out while they're still protesting their innocence.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, they just.
Even though they've done their time
They
for
just
murder.
won't have it.
So they'll hold their hands up and say I'm guilty, and even if they're not, then they'll be allowed out.
That's how it should work, but I'm not sure it would in their case, you know what I mean?
Bernard thinks the old Bill got the wrong people. And at the time of the murders, he was being threatened by the men that were killed. He also seems to know a lot of details. It's got me thinking, could he have been involved? I've been living with Bernard O'Mahony, a man whose life has been inextricably linked to violence and crime. We're in Essex, a place that has played a major role in Bernard's life. He's a former associate of Tony Tucker, Craig Rolfe and Pat Tate, who were murdered in one of Britain's most shocking gangland killings. I've learnt that he'd fallen out with the gang just before they were killed, and he's told me that he doesn't believe the men convicted are guilty. He also knows a hell of a lot of detail about the killings. He was arrested at the time on suspicion of the murders, so it's left me wondering.
I've got to ask you, Bernard. I mean, for me, you seem to know so much about it. I mean, it's almost as if you're standing there watching it happen. I mean,
I mean, how do you know that this is how it took place? How do you know? I mean,
Well, because
guesswork or what?
no, people talk, don't they? And you know, over the last 15 years, I've got a good idea of what happened. And if I knew who'd done it, I wouldn't tell, because I honestly think whoever did it did the world a favour. You know what I mean?
While he's in Essex, Bernard's come to see his daughter, Caris. She lives here with his first wife, Deborah.
Oh. I mean, how proud of your daughter?
I love her to bits.
It's a moment, isn't it?
They're both expensive creatures.
Cost you a bomb, did she?
Both of them, but they're worth it, aren't they?
He's clearly proud of his 21-year-old daughter, and I wonder how she feels about her dad.
What do you feel about the whole thing with the writing the letters to people like Sutcliffe and...
I just think if it helps like the parents of the kids in that out, or it helps them to be sent down, then fair enough.
If you can help, you will, won't you? And people don't like it, then bollocks to them, you know what I mean?
This whole criminal underworld thing, you know, for you, I mean, is it a professional interest? I mean, or is it a bit of an obsession you've got going on? Sort of like if you go into something, you give it 150% and, you know, you can become quite obsessed by it. Is that a fair comment to make?
I've never done anything by halves, you know what I mean? But I do get, if I get into something, I won't let it go, you know what I mean? And it's not always healthy. It's definitely not always healthy. But I have a real, I think life's a contradiction, really. I've got this real sense of like injustice, and you know, want to right wrongs. But then I've been a complete arsehole in the past.
Something you're constantly battling with.
Definitely. I mean, you know, I have problems, and my first thought is go and bash them. Do you know what I mean? And like the beast resides within, you know what I mean? But you've just got to, as you get older, just think wise up, take a breath, stop, do the right thing. And sometimes when you've lived another life, doing the right thing's frowned upon by other people.
I came into this thinking that Bernard could be a grass and a fake. I've listened to his story, and I believe that he did what he felt he had to do. He lives by a complex code, which appears contradictory. On the one hand, he has roots in violent criminality, and on the other, he seeks to right injustices. It's not always easy to do the right thing, especially when people are looking to kill you for doing it.
Bare knuckle boxers, gangsters, drug dealers. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay around theirs, would you? Well, guess what? I got an invite. I'm moving in with some of the country's most dangerous men, so we can find out how they sleep at night. And judging by this mob, there's gonna be tears before bedtime.
I've travelled all over the country, meeting some of Britain's deadliest men. From Blackpool to Belfast, London to Liverpool. I've got to know bare-knuckle boxers, armed robbers, loyalist paramilitaries, SAS operatives. Seriously deadly men.
I can eat you just like I'm eating a bar of chocolate.
The demon that I can summon on in an instant was rattling the cage, man, rattling the cage.
He was 15 minutes away from being shot.
I've been trying to understand what makes these men tick. And living with them meant living dangerously.
I'm fucking shitting myself.
For the next hour, you're going to share my highs. And my lows.
Oh, spear me fucking ring up.
On a journey that's been a roller coaster ride of emotion.
Let's calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
Ah, it's the legs, isn't it?
Oh, fuck, mate.
This is such a weird thing. This man oozes man. He's a man's man.
Relax.
Look at me. Whoa, yeah. Fuck that.
I experienced a lot along the way, but the overriding feeling was always the same.
You know, my bum is flapping a little bit.
The most nerve-wracking moment is always the initial meet.
Feel a little bit uneasy. Feel like I'm being watched, I'll be straight with you.
Of course, these blokes have agreed to film with me.
Worst case scenario is if I piss them off.
But in the back of my mind are the kind of things they've done.
The anxiety is coming out of my ear holes.
And who they are.
So I'm a bit on edge, to be honest with you, at the moment, you know?
The tension's made worse by the fact that I'm usually left hanging around somewhere.
All I do know is that he's late.
But with this lot, I wasn't going to pull them up on their timekeeping.
Oh, no, one of them's got a gun. Yeah, he is. Look at the size of him, look. Monster.
And if there was one thing I learned, it was always to expect the unexpected.
How are you, mate?
How you doing, Billy?
Good to meet you, bro.
Right, pal, how are you?
Pleasure, mate, yeah. Right, boys?
Take him a fucking drive. Give him away, kidnap. We'll hold him for ransom.
But the one that really shook me up was when I went to meet SAS veteran Spud. I chose the wrong day to turn up with a sore head.
Look, I'm going to be straight with you now. I've had a bit of a late one. I feel a bit ropey. So, you know, I hope he just takes it nice and easy on me because I'm really not up to much.
Because what he had in store for me meant I needed to have my wits about me.
Right.
Pleasure to meet you,
Yeah.
mate. Pleasure to meet you.
Right?
Good as gold, mate, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Hey, down! Come on, move it! Go!
I was definitely shaken and a little bit stirred by the attempted kidnapping.
Oh, mate, I knew something bad was going to happen. You're bang out of order.
It wasn't the only time that I was made to feel uncomfortable.
Oh.
I've had my share of embarrassing moments on my travels. From dropping my trousers in front of an ex-copper.
What you fucking want? I'll fucking do it, yeah. Boom. Other than that, yeah.
To awkward questions from a drug smuggler's daughter over dinner.
Are you really a drug dealer?
Am I really a drug dealer?
Yeah, someone told me that you're a drug dealer.
In real life? In real life? No. Of course I ain't. I'd be mad, wouldn't I? Bit on top, innit, me selling drugs?
But that was nothing compared to when I got caught short on my night on military manoeuvres with war veteran Mo Teague.
I'll tell you something, though, Mo. I've got to have a shit. Not out of fear. Don't start thinking this out of fear.
No, it's necessity.
I'm due a pony. As you say in East London, I'm due a pony. It's a bit embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it on this.
Can't wait till the morning, can you?
Not really, Mo, no. I'll just go and have a squat over there.
Well, yeah, you can have a squat over there, mate. But take that with you.
Oh, no, what have I got to what?
We've got to wrap it up, mate. You've got to bring it. Everything that comes out goes back.
Oh.
You want me to hold your hand or anything?
No, you're all right. You're all
I gave it a go, but I didn't have any joy.
Well, that was quick.
right. You know what it is, Mo? I don't think I can do this.
Fuck off.
No, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, come on, you can do it.
No, I've just had a little moment. I was over there.
No, you're all right.
I was taking my strides off.
Come on.
Right, and I was unravelling the cling film.
And
I thought, I can't be fucking ponying in a bit of cling film.
Why
Listen,
not?
if I was in a proper war situation I was doing, I totally understand what you're doing here because you're trying to give me an insight into what it would be like. I don't think I can have a shit in a bit of cling film.
I've been living and breathing the lives of some of Britain's deadliest men.
This geezer is absolutely insane. He's sniffing CS gas.
And these blokes didn't pull their punches.
just relax.
Right, I think some other can do this demonstration.
Although I have a lot of fond memories of my time with the Deadliest men.
All right. Cheers, mate. Good.
The times I remember most vividly were when I was feeling a bit digi.
I am fucking shitting myself.
I'm not ashamed to admit that at times I've had the fear.
I'm digi as fuck. I don't know why, because I thought I was in safe hands.
Living with Stephen French was a scary experience.
But actually, you know, I've got to say, you know, my bum is flapping a little bit.
The demon that I can summon on in an instant was rattling the cage, man, rattling the cage.
The man known as the Devil used to tie up, torture and rob drug dealers. And he shook me up when he demonstrated how he used to do it.
If I put it on you now, Dan, you're gone. I'm only holding you. Yeah? Right? But it would be. And this is how the individual will be made to feel. You'll be overwhelmed psychologically. And if you don't do that, this is what's going to happen to you.
Stephen told us not to broadcast what he whispered in my ear. It was too upsetting. And I can tell you it's something I won't forget.
Yeah, that's freaked me out a little bit. That's done me. I feel a bit sick. I feel like I'm going to chuck my breakfast up.
Cage fighter Ian Butlin had something equally frightening in store for me.
I'm ready for this, I think.
Yeah?
Nah, because that'd be ridiculous.
He wanted to help me conquer my fear of heights by jumping off a 10-metre high ball.
No way.
I was absolutely bricking it.
I'll do it, I will do it, I will do it. Fucking hell. Oh, done it. Fucking done it. Yes.
But the shit almost really did it to pants when Blackpool bouncer Steve Sinclair revealed to me over a pint of lager that he had recently received a death threat. And I was supposed to be staying at his house.
The police actually came and gave me a written death threat about 6 weeks ago. Said my life was in.
Because when the police get there, they've got to tell you, innit?
No, but they've come and given me in writing. But they said the threat is imminent. And they said, can we do anything to help you? And I said, well, yeah. I said, tell me who's fucking give you the... Oh, no, we can't do that. So if they told me who'd give me the death threat, I could sort it out myself.
I'm a bit freaked out by the idea of me sleeping around his house. Right? And he's telling me he's got a death threat and it's imminent. So, you know, it's made me a bit paranoid. I don't know whether I want to stay around his house or not. I don't know, I've got to think about myself. I've got to think about the fact I've got 2 kids, you know what I mean? Do I want to be putting myself in that situation? I think he's a lovely geezer, but fucking death threats, you know what I mean? I don't need it.
But it hasn't all been brown trouser moments. Sometimes I've even had a chance to relax and enjoy a nice bit of munch.
That's very sophisticated. I've never had my beans in a little bowl like that.
Me neither.
On my travels, I got to taste some of the finest home cooking.
Lovely, this lovely bit of dinner. Appreciate this.
Cage fighter Dave Butlin's missus rustled up a very tasty stew.
What is it?
Pheasant, rabbit, game.
Oh, it's all that game, is it? We're in the game.
Although I did puke it up later on.
Not nice when you've got a bit of rabbit coming out your fucking nose, I'll tell you that now.
Whilst ex-street gangster Elijah Kerr showed me the extent of his cooking skills, which was a bowl of frosties.
Whoops. See, look, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to make cereal. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know this is serious stuff.
No, you've done well there. Very well done.
When I met bare knuckle fighter Paddy Doherty, I didn't realise I was on the menu.
I can eat you just like I'm eating a bar of chocolate, like I'm eating a Yorkie bar. Your nose, your eye, your lips, your ear, your neck, yeah. I'll eat you like a Rottweiler.
Sometimes eating's cheating.
I've not had nothing to eat all day and all. There's been no dinner. I ain't had dinner, Kate, but I had dinner.
Hopefully there's gonna be a nice bit of breakfast in the morning. If there ain't, I'll suffer it. I'm not gonna moan about it. But looking back, I should have stayed off the fry-ups and gone for something a little healthier, so I could be properly prepared for the physical challenges that these blokes put me through. I wanted to test myself against them.
I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them. I ain't really, I'm freezing.
At times, I wondered why on earth I signed up to do the series, as I was beasted by the deadliest men.
Keep working.
Dig deep, everything you've got. Fuck that. If I broke the myth here, I apologise.
In Huddersfield, the cage-fighting Butlin twins seemed to enjoy watching me go through the pain barrier as I attempted their gruelling circuit training.
Go on, push it.
Fuck that.
I soon discovered that my fitness levels left a little bit to be desired.
Oh man, fucking hell. That was fucking proper hard. It's embarrassing, man. That wasn't even like fucking 1% of what they put in there, and that's just fucked me. I'll give up smoking and boozing is what I've got to do.
But at a secret military training camp, I found ex-SAS operative Spud to be an even harder taskmaster.
How does that feel now?
Fucking horrible.
Is it? Good.
Well,
that's the way it should be. Come on, come on! Come on, yeah, over the top, over the top. That's it, wait for Danny.
Doing a proper military exercise in full kit is not something you want to be doing at 10 o'clock in the morning. Trust me.
Come on, Danny, come on, that's it, mate. Over here. Now sprint. Through here, come on. In here, up the stairs. Come on, upstairs. Let's go.
Can't breathe.
You can't breathe, don't take it off, don't take your mask off. Keep it there.
That's fucking hard, mate.
Don't, Danny.
Hold on.
Don't take it off, all right?
I'll just spear me fucking ring up. That's really tough, man. I'll tell you what. I've just done fucking...
That's nothing.
Running about for 30 seconds and the whole weight of the gas mask. Tell you what, boys. It's made me feel proper sick.
The most painful and shocking moment of them all, however, was with war veteran and martial artist Mo T.
Mo's speciality is killing people with his bare hands.
He didn't quite kill me, but he did take the meaning of a hands-on demonstration a bit too literally.
So I'll come into you like that. Oh, fuck me. All right, OK, yeah. So I said, all right, yeah. Caught me right in the heart then.
Yeah.
No, that's a powerful tool, that, isn't it?
Your elbows are, yeah, that's...
So what? So just do it slowly. You ain't got to hurt me, all right?
Now, once I get in here,
Yep.
OK, I can reach in, boom, headbutt.
Yep, gotcha.
There's your eye rip your eye out. OK, you relaxed?
Well, a bit.
So I've headbutt, I flick you in the eye, boom, catch you here like this.
Fucking hell. Right, I think some other can do this demonstration. Oh, that was a shock to the system, that was. No, that rattled me head.
It was a totally unexpected moment.
After you've ripped me fucking eye out, I don't think I'll be standing there anymore.
He was using real violence on me. I was half tempted to walk out, but I didn't want to lose face.
No, OK, it's very simple.
So I agreed to another demonstration.
Close your mouth, clench your teeth.
Now, what are you going to do?
I'm just going to give you a tap, just
right,
from
good.
here. I'm not going to pull my hand back or anything like that. Just relax, no, relax. Just relax.
You did knock me spark out, for fuck's sake, Mo. Slow down. Fucking hell. I can't see how anyone could go up against this guy after what I've just witnessed. It's absolutely freaked me out. And me being a Ponzi actor that I am, I can't believe he punched me on the jaw.
The initial connection I got with Mo wasn't a very nice one. But later on, after a few well, several drinks, we did get closer and enjoyed a healthy male bonder.
Come and sit down here.
Mo, can I sit on that log? This is my idea of heaven.
Isn't it? Little drop of whiskey.
Drop of whiskey. Well, no, it's not a little drop of whiskey with you.
It's not a little drop of whiskey.
I've learned that. Right? No, I just want to fucking lay here, Mo, like that.
I've got a sleeping bag.
Me and you, no, fuck the sleeping bag. You keep me
Just
warm,
sit
Mo.
here.
You're a warm man. So you're going to show me a bit of grappling?
With cage fighting former football hooligan Barrington, I got even more intimate. I remember him being so gentle with me.
Oh! I just feel like a little girl round him. I feel like going, you know what I mean? I'm absolutely like that round him.
Living with a man 24/7, you get to see everything. Sometimes a bit too much.
Right, so look, I don't want to be a bit weird, and I've just walked in having a bath.
Getting to see inside their homes has often been surprising.
I love his plot. What a gaff. What a gaff. Pisses all over my gaff, I'll tell you that now. There's no word of a lie. Classy.
It's amazing what you can learn about someone from their soft furnishings.
Got enough pillars here, Pat, or what?
Yeah, that's the travelling women. They love all that.
Yeah,
all travelling women.
All women love a pillar.
Yeah.
War veteran and deadly martial artist Mo T had something very interesting ticking in his living room. It wasn't a clock.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah.
I've never actually tested it to see as to whether it's...
Don't wind me up. What do you mean?
Well, I've never actually pulled the pin and found out. I mean, I know there's a fuse in there, so I've never actually... Should we let it off in the garden or something?
Nah, you're all right. Can I feel it?
Yeah, it's a heavy piece of kit, isn't it?
So you just have that sitting up there like that, just...
It's an ornament.
Blackpool bouncer Steve Sinclair showed me his interest in collectibles that I've yet to see featured on the Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew there'd be something going on. That's a lovely little stick you got.
And Steve kept something special, conveniently wrapped up in a plastic bag for any unwanted house calls.
So somebody comes calling.
Oh, OK, so you keep that at the door, just in case.
Yeah. If anyone comes knocking, I knock back.
Well, they won't be knocking again, will they?
No.
Well, they certainly won't be knocking with their fucking hands.
When I went to stay with former Loyalist paramilitary Sam McCrory, he topped the lot. He had something hidden in his closet that you wouldn't expect to find in many people's gaffs.
It's a Mark 5. I'll stop an AK-47.
A Mark 5, yeah?
Yeah.
So will that stop a bullet?
Yeah. Fucking hope so, it'll work.
I was going to say, don't really want to find
just
out,
put
really,
it up over your head, yeah. There you go.
One of them ones, yeah? So you just whack that underneath your top, yeah?
Yeah, that's all.
God, I won't feel very confident in that if someone's going to take a shot on me.
What's that?
It's still going to prop her out, though, isn't it? You're going to go over, aren't you?
Well, if really make fucking clever, they'll shoot you in the head.
Yeah, mate.
I've been living with some of Britain's deadliest men.
Demon that I can summon on in an instant was rattling the cage, man. Rattling the cage.
From international drug smugglers to undercover coppers, you name them, I've been with them.
God, get told of that, look.
Yeah. This is the tale of our journey that saw me travel the country and experience firsthand what it is to live dangerously.
Not acting, certainly not for fun. For real.
With the kind of gigs I've been knocking about with, it's no surprise that at times things got a bit out of hand.
Got your pool cue there, in case it comes on top. I'm joking, why am I even saying that? Why am I even saying that? It goes off, I'm out the door, mate.
Just calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
I feel like I'm in Lawless, Britain.
It didn't take long for things to get heavy when I went to Brixton to stay with former street gangster Elijah Kerr. After half hour, the old Bill showed up and
following him around, and he's been tagged. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping it's all going to be sweet. I hope we ain't got about fucking 20 guns in his motors. We're fucked.
This car's being driven illegally. This young man hasn't got a driving licence, and that means he hasn't got a lot of insurance.
Always got something to say all the time.
Got more old Bill and all. Fucking hell, bang on us. This is a mad one, this one. This is mental. Within the fucking first hour of meeting him, it's on us. The old Bill are on us. I mean, this is a geezer that's out of crime now as well, apparently. I mean, fuck me, imagine what it was like when he was running around fucking robbing people.
Welcome to the hood.
Welcome to South London.
Welcome to the state.
When I joined Cage Fight at Barrington on a night out on the doors of Coventry, I thought it was going to kick off when we went into one of the busy bars. With my mug there, we were getting a lot of unwanted attention. It was like being in the opposition stand at an away match, and I was worried how Baz was going to react. His mate Andre kept me out of harm's way while Barrington took care of a little business. He got one of his doormen to do the dirty work.
Fucking man! Move out the fucking way!
Right, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to go back to the hotel. Barrington's at it all night. I'll say good luck to him, mate. I tell you.
But I shouldn't have been surprised that something would happen the night I went out with bare-knuckle boxer Paddy Doherty.
I've had my chin broken too, snap. I've had my 2 jaws broke. I've had my nose busted. But that's all relevant. You got to take that. Where's time going in with it if you can't take it?
Absolutely.
And if you're bleeding from there, West, oh, I'm bleeding. Fuck that. You're bleeding. Get on with your life. Get on with your fight.
This man oozes man. He's a man's man. You know, he's old school. He's prehistoric.
Paddy took me to a pub to watch the European Cup final.
Now, just have a little look round. Go on, have a little pan.
It made the one in Shameless look like China Whites.
Have you ever seen so many lunatics in your fucking life? Thank fuck for Paddy. A Cockney walking in here on a Man United game against Barcelona. Please, Paddy, just fucking don't leave my side.
I felt like my biblical namesake as I headed into the lion's den. It was full on enough inside the boozer. But when we spilled out at closing time, things got a little heavy. Party mood had turned ugly, and the crowd were looking for trouble.
United will never die.
Right, hey, mate, get out. I'll blow you out.
Why? What are you being nasty for? Go away!
When you're the toughest guy in the pub, sometimes people try to prove themselves.
Hey! Go away!
There was a scuffle, and while Paddy stared the man down, we got out of there live up.
Okay, all right, let's calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
Making a series like this with men whose lives have been dominated by violence and crime, it's no surprise that they've spent a fair amount of time inside. A combined total of 1,235 years, or something like that.
Being banged up and somewhere like that, and surrounded by cutthroats. Gives me the horrors, that it really does.
I've never been to prison, and I don't fancy it much.
Be banged up with other geezers all day, just thinking complete bollocks.
Bank robber Vic Dark had seen the decor in most of Her Majesty's finest establishments.
I've been in most prisons around the country, mostly up north. Even Pentonville I was in when I was a kid. Albany, Parkhurst, Lincoln, Durham, False Sutton, Frankland, Long Larton, Strangeways, Walton, Belmarsh, Scrubs, Wandsworth, Brixton. Just keeps going on. Nearly every prison in the system.
But when I met international drug smuggler David McMillan, he topped the lot. Forget Belmarsh, Brixton or Parkhurst. He'd been banged up and escaped from the infamous Bangkok Hilton.
I've seen many a hard man from this side of the world crumble in those kind of places. All the new people coming in, made to squat naked. Pretty thorough searches. I remember a kind of fat, cross-eyed and ugly guard with one woolen mitt on with 2 brown fingers. There's a bit more colour were added to those 2 digits.
Some spare ribs, they're not very appetising after that. Okay.
No. The lawyer said, no, you're for the drop. I was going to be convicted for sure there. Now, 200 grams, it's still death penalty.
Death penalty, death by firing squad, is it? Or is it death by...
firing.
It's quite a medieval way of going about it, isn't it?
It's a machine gun welded to a bench. You're about 6 feet away, so not likely to miss. And there's a big sheet put in front of you, spare everybody the embarrassment. Now, bear in mind at this stage, you've had 30 lashes with barbed wire and your last meal. In that order, you know, what would you be ordering?
He didn't look like much. But he proved to me that appearances can be deceptive, as he is the only Westerner to have escaped the Bangkok Hilton. But while David was hell-bent on getting out of jail, in Northern Ireland I discovered that loyalist paramilitary Sam McCrory didn't seem to mind being inside the infamous Maze prison. Because from what he told me, it sounded like one big long party.
This is probably going to sound really fucking strange. Some of my happiest moments were in there.
Really?
Some of my funniest times were in there. There was some good laughs.
But it wasn't all fun and games meeting these guys. They had some truly moving stories, and at times I had a bit of a lump in my throat.
I always find it quite, it's quite a moment coming to a cemetery anyway, you know, so it's always a bit, whole mood changes, it all gets a bit tense.
Alone in the middle of a forest at the dead of night, with war veteran Mo Teague, we had a poignant moment as I asked him about his mental and emotional scars.
So, Mo, I mean, it's a tricky subject, really, but, I mean, the idea of this post-traumatic stress disorder, you say it's something that you suffer from?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's even just, you know, kind of,
It was an awkward and uncomfortable moment, so I tried to lighten the mood.
You want to have a sausage? Out live, you up?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, you lost me there.
That was silly. That was silly.
On a boat at sea, international drug smuggler David McMillan explained the tragic events that led him to blame himself for the death of his first wife.
My wife was arrested, and she was in there for 3 weeks. And she died in that prison.
Really?
She was burnt to death in a fire in the women's prison.
Oh, sorry.
It really made me feel incredibly guilty. I've never felt guilty about anything. I felt guilty about her death. That's my worst crime. I mean, what's the point of any of that if you can't protect your family?
Yeah, of course.
Living with such extreme characters, it's little wonder that I had some weird and surreal experiences.
Oh, no, what's happening here? You've seen a duck? No, none of that. He's got one of them sort of very strange ways about him. This is such a weird thing.
Bernard O'Mahony showed me his letters from various psychopaths.
Just look, I mean, it's Peter Sutcliffe's handwriting. Strange to think that that's a man that has killed many people.
you know, for many years. I have vastly changed from my attitudes of 10 or 11 years ago. I was tragically misguided in those days about certain matters. I know that only too well. Oh, it's terrible. I feel ill reading it. Lots of love and fondest thoughts always, Peter. Fuck me.
Not only did cage fighter Ian Butlin have more skincare products than Michael Jackson, he kept them in strict regimented order.
I think it's something from a bit of OCD.
Dan, if I came in and I moved things like this, he does it to me all the time. Oh my God. He can't handle this.
He can't bear that.
Right.
Can't wait to get involved with this.
You put that back on you while you're at the gym, we'll remind you about it.
That's funny. That's funny. He's got to do it. Look, he's got to.
When loyalist paramilitary Sam McCrory told me about his latest tattoo, I politely declined the offer to view it.
My very last tattoo was one attack.
The one you you winding me up?
No.
You got one on your dick?
Yeah. I got one on it.
Fuck it.
That's my very last tattoo.
Fucking, what is it?
An anchor.
An anchor?
Anchor. Somebody used it and trying to say, can I weigh me anchor in?
I didn't expect that. Fuck me. That's mental.
Certainly up there with the most weird and strange was when I went to one of the roughest pubs I've ever been to. And I've been to a few. Bumped into X Factor winner Shane Wall. After today, I'm absolutely ready for anything. I've been living with some of the country's deadliest men, living their lives and living dangerously.
All right, girls?
Hiya.
You all right, love? A couple of salts.
I've had to prove that I wasn't scared of him.
If he punches me in the jaw again, I'm going to knock him spark out, I'm telling you. I'm joking, because I'm joking. Kill me.
More often than not, I've had to show him who's the boss.
Fucking hell. Oh.
I learnt a lot on my travels, and an old cliche of show business was confirmed. Never work with children, deadliest men, or animals.
All right, pal? How you doing? Everything in order?
With bare-knuckle boxer Paddy Dockett, it was all about horses.
Who's your daddy is called? Yeah, look at that. I don't fancy getting on that. Do not fancy that at all. Look at the wheel. That wheel's going to go, isn't it?
Yeah, nah, we'll only walk on it today and back.
Should we do it? Whoa, whoa.
And then there was man's best friend.
Mate.
Some of the dogs were vicious. You could easily attack at any moment.
No, none of that.
Other dogs were fluffy and expensive.
They're worth a few quid, these dogs, aren't they?
What, the Pomeranian?
Yeah, about £1,000.
Yeah, they are. They're about a bag of, they are, honestly.
A bag of?
A bag of sand.
Bag of sand.
Oh, you don't have to tell me all of those, Daniel.
No.
My darling doesn't know the lingo.
Well, no, I thought, you know, you're out of Bermondsey, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Bermondsey.
So you know the game then, didn't you?
Now, I love a dog, but not as much as Blackpool bouncer Steve Sinclair.
Another Yorkie in here, I noticed. Another Yorkie. Everywhere you turn, Yorkies, look. Oh, actually, no Yorkies, not a Yorkie in sight.
Yeah, hold on, what's that? Oh, look.
Oh, no, yeah. I knew there'd be one. I knew there'd be one knocking about. There had to be one. Hello, come here. Hello, you ever seen a Cockney before? Never seen a Cockney, have you?
Say hello to Daddy.
Oh, no aggravation.
But they weren't all animal lovers.
They're dying to shoot something, oh, bless them. I'm over the moon, they never are. I'm over the moon.
When you're living dangerously, sometimes you have to put yourself on the line. Look fear full in the face.
It's fucking just a horrible feeling.
And and stare into the heart of darkness. I'd end up looking like a complete mug.
Up, round.
What do you mean round? What do you mean round? Look at me.
At a party at Mo Teague's house, I showed Michael Flatley how it's really done.
Brilliant. All right, listen, that's living dangerously. That is living dangerously.
And when I went to spend the night working on the doors in Blackpool with bouncer Steve Sinclair, I underwent a miraculous transformation, the like of which had never been seen before.
Look at me. I look like I should be sitting in a fucking library. I actually look quite clever, I like that. I look like one brainy fucker. I look like someone who's... I look like I write a number bod. Just first impressions. What do you reckon?
But if you thought that was funny...
Shitting my pants, making my debut on the rap scene. I think it's about time. It's been a long time coming. Nearly 32 now, so it's time to express me fucking self. Right, sweet as. I don't fucking laugh, right? This has come from the heart. This goes out to all the South London boys, living it up, living like kings in a concrete jungle. Respect to anyone who's lost their lives on the streets. Respect to anyone who's living dangerously. Get hold of that shit. Get hold of that. Fucking, I've upset myself. I've got emotional around it. Get hold of that. Respect.
Having covered thousands of miles, smoked far too many fags, and only had to do a couple of retakes.
I'm on my way to Balagan. I'm going to find out what motivates the...
The question I'm asked most about this series is, who is the deadliest man? It's a tough one.
I'll shoot first, ask questions later. I'd lift up my balaclava and say, it's me, the devil, what are you going to do about it?
Can't see how anyone could go up against this guy after what I've just witnessed.
Took off lips, body parts.
Here's the thing. I don't want to piss any of them off by choosing one, so I'll let you decide.
Oh, fuck me.
Would you like to meet another alleyway?
Fancy a bit of that? Fucking sitting there in your fucking settees. And that's hard work, that's living dangerously. Sweet as.
Bare knuckle boxers, gangsters, drug dealers. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay around theirs, would you? Well, guess what? I got an invite. I'm moving in with some of the country's most dangerous men, so we can find out how they sleep at night. And judging by this mob, there's gonna be tears before bedtime.
Mixed martial arts is one of the fastest growing sports in the world. Better known as cage fighting, it's kicking boxing's butt. In the States, it smashed all the records for pay-per-view TV, generating more than $200 million in 1 year alone. And in the UK, I'm seeing this phenomenon get bigger by the day. Cage fighters are becoming the new stars of the fight game, and I want to know what it's all about. So I'm heading up to Huddersfield to spend a few days with two of the toughest in the country.
I am the best lightweight in the country!
Not only do they share a love for a battle, they share a birthday. In fact, they were born only 22 minutes apart. They're twins, Dave and Ian Butlin. In a couple of weeks' time, they're off to Japan to compete in the World Cup of Mixed Martial Arts. Ian is the fighter, and Dave is the coach.
Dig deep, everything you've got!
They are the driving force behind the first England team ever to compete in this competition. Of the 12 teams taking part, they are the underdogs. I want to find out what it takes to be the best in the country. And the only way to do this is to live their lives.
I'm going to spend 3 days with them. I'm going to eat with them. I'm going to train with them.
Keep it going!
I'm going to be sleeping under the same roof.
As well as being feared in the cage, they're notorious for their street battles. They've been arrested countless times.
They've always been known as fighters.
No one's going to fight me fist to fist and win. Me getting punched in the face is like you having a cup of tea.
I was just picking up bodies, dragging them out, while Ian and Dave were choking out people, elbowing people and still knocking people out.
You don't fuck about them, and you don't want to fuck about with a pair of them when they're together.
Will I discover what their lives are really like? Are they going to open up to me?
Will there be any connection between us whatsoever? These are the things I have to think about. You know? Worst case scenario is if I piss them off. Wish me luck.
They've asked me to meet them on the Yorkshire moors. It seems like a strange place to meet.
I've got to say I'm a little bit pissed off. I've been standing here for 3/4 of an hour. Still no cage fighters. But I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them. I ain't really, I'm freezing. Oh, hold on, I think I can see a bit of movement, I don't know. Oh no, one of them's got a gun. Oh no, what's happening here? Perhaps I won't knock them out then, perhaps I'll just have some stern words.
Pleasure to meet you.
Ian.
Ian.
Dave.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet
Well,
you.
I've got a shooter. I'm a bit worried here, son.
We're gonna go kill some stuff and then eat it later. That's what we do in the countryside. Let's go.
They're taking me hunting. They like to kill things. I don't. This should be interesting. I don't like the countryside, especially as I'm not properly equipped for it.
Fucking mud everywhere, just shit everywhere, look. Fucking liberty, look.
I'm feeling like a bit of a spare part.
Whoa.
And I'm getting left behind. I'm wondering if I'm going to find out anything about these two at all.
So, boys, what is it you like about hunting? Just like the idea of it? Is it growing up in the countryside? What is it? Hey?
We started like going out catching rabbits with the ferrets and stuff when we were younger.
Yeah.
And like the buzz of your first catch and kill, we'll sit and wait for hours, sat in the rain. You know what I mean? If you get that one kill, it's worth it. Should we make a move further up that way? Yeah.
Are we off, yeah?
Yeah.
Strange way to do an interview. Because they're so focused on, you know, on shooting something. You know, they're so into it, they're banging, they love it. I can imagine them plotting up here on it, you know, just them two in the middle of nowhere. I mean, for me, that's my worst nightmare. I think he's seen something again. Here we go. They've seen a duck.
Eventually, I managed to catch up with Ian, a slightly less scary looking one.
Who's the better shot?
Probably Dave.
Probably Dave.
If I'm honest, yeah.
He's a lot more serious than you, isn't he? I noticed
Yeah,
that.
I just mess about.
Tries to keep you in check, does he?
Yeah, that's all our lives. That's pretty much been the way. Should we head down this way?
Who would you say was the better shot out of you two? Ian reckons it's him. That's what he said to me.
I don't need to answer that.
After 2 hours, they hadn't killed anything, and I hadn't found out much about them. But I had worked out that they have very different personalities.
I mean, they are near enough identical, but Dave, you know, he's very serious. very rare you're going to get a smile out of him, whereas Ian's a total opposite. Ian's proper, bubbly, don't stop smiling. It's the contrast between them, it couldn't be more opposite. So it's intrigued me. They're dying to shoot something, though, bless them. I'm over the moon, they never are. I'm over the moon.
I'm in Huddersfield to get up close and personal with two of England's best cage fighters, Dave and Ian Butlin. They are the driving force behind the England mixed martial arts team who will compete at the M1 Challenge in Japan in 2 weeks' time. So far, they've taken me hunting, and although they didn't say much,
I don't need to answer that.
I've learned that they are very different characters. Dave is the serious, silent one who keeps his older and livelier brother Ian in check.
I want to go to Huddersfield.
As they started telling me more about themselves, I discovered that being minor celebrities and local faces in Huddersfield means everyone wants to have a pop at them.
Fighting civilians, we call them civilians, people who aren't trained to fight what you'd call the hardest guy in the pub. Basically like shooting fish in a barrel, that's not even sport.
Everyone knows who Ian and Dave are, you know what I mean? You don't want to get on the wrong side of them.
You don't fuck about them, and you don't want to fuck about with a pair of them when they're together.
They once even took on the local football firm.
HYC, they call them, so the Huddersfield Football Hooligans. Bunch of pussies, and we smashed them to pieces. Absolutely smashed them.
There were people getting choked out, people getting knocked out, elbows, knees. I'd say 11 to 12 people.
In Huddersfield, they're big fish in a little pond. But when they get to Japan, they're going to be little fish in a very big pond. This is the World Cup of Mixed Martial Arts, where 12 of the best countries compete against each other. The Butlin twins are ready to take on the world.
I want to go out there and prove to myself that I can beat the best guys in the world.
I'm confident that we've got the team to win the whole competition. I wouldn't be in it if I didn't.
So where did it all begin?
I believe I was born a fighter. I just learned how to do it better. And I think Dave's the same.
I've been hitting Ian since we could actually hit each other.
Ironically, for a pair who are usually trying to knock people's teeth out, they came from a family of dentists. And it was their parents who introduced them to fighting by sending them to martial arts classes.
Started off with judo, mainly because my parents didn't want us hitting each other. Maybe my parents were trying to stop us from doing something, but it actually created a monster.
Ian is the less disciplined twin, and it wasn't long before his love of fighting got out of control. When he was 16 years old, he was convicted of being involved in a fight with a fellow pupil who was stabbed with a knife. Ian was sent to a young offenders institution for 3 months, and Dave was asked to leave the school in case he intimidated a witness.
I was absent with the headmaster's permission so as not to intimidate witnesses.
Obviously it must have been bad for you, but just having him not around, not being able to, look out for him.
Kind of strange. Helpless.
I can tell that this had a big effect on the boys. I can only imagine what it must have been like to be separated for the first time in 16 years.
We are very close, so it's hard to be put away from my brother for so long.
I wouldn't want it to happen again. I wouldn't want it to be took away where we were in that situation again. I would do everything in my powers for that not to happen.
They're not totally inseparable though. They do live apart. We're going to Ian's place, a 1-bedroom bachelor pad. It's a really smart gaff, apart from the front door, which has been kicked in.
What's all that about?
I'm surprised to be told it wasn't burglars, but the police.
Smashed the door with a battering ram.
I'm curious to know why.
They just came in mob-handed to prove the point because they're saying, oh, you're cage fighters. Police come steaming in. I've already got out of bed because I can hear them going, police, police. So I've gone down to go down on my knees because I'm not fighting them. There's about 10 of them come in. I said, what are you arresting me for? We're arresting you for possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. We found a large quantity of white powder. Well, I'm not being funny, but I'm an athlete. I'm sponsored by a supplement company, and they found 3 kilos of creatine.
Okay. Creatine is a bodybuilding supplement that Ian uses regularly as part of his training.
He was taken to the police station for further questioning and held overnight, but no charges were brought against him. The boys revealed to me an interesting theory as to why the police raided the flat. Being a bit of a ladies' man, and sometimes with other people's ladies, causes Ian problems.
Ian can't keep his dick in his pants.
There's people who've been annoyed that I might have been with a girlfriend or something, and I think they see a way of getting back at me, or can't beat him in a fight, so I'll just tell the police that he's done this, or, do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of that, because there seems to be stuff, when they've asked me about things, I'm thinking, where do you get your intelligence from?
While I'm reading the Art of War and the 48 Laws of Power, Ian's reading The Art of Seduction, and yet again improving on his pick-up techniques.
So he's got the manual, and I can see he's got the tools. There's about 300 quid's worth of skincare products, and being so artfully placed, I suspect this is no accident.
I think he suffers from a bit of OCD.
Danny, if I came in and I moved things like this, he does it to me all the time. Oh my God. He can't handle this.
He can't bear that.
Right.
Can't wait to get involved with this.
You can put that back on you while you're at the gym, we'll remind you about it.
It's funny. It's funny. He's got to do it. Look, he's got to.
I've seen for myself firsthand that Ian is the party boy of the pair. I wonder what Dave's place is like. We turn up at the house, and instead of bottles of moisturiser, it's kids. Dave has a 12-year-old stepson, Kane, a 6-year-old stepdaughter, Taylor, a 2-year-old son, Tyler, and 3-month-old Dee Dee. He lives with his partner of 2 years, Nicola.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Beautiful kids you got there.
She's getting dinner ready.
What are you doing for me?
It's game.
What is it?
Pheasant, rabbit, it's game.
Oh, it's all that game, is it? We're in the game.
Pheasant, rabbit and...
Oh, lovely that, yeah, that's nice. So that's a right northern old dish, that, isn't it? Kids told her that, look.
Get on it.
I just wanted to know, really, what's it like being married to a twin?
It's all right, because I'm with a good one.
Is he the good one?
I'm with the good one, he's settled.
Just from sort of running around with them, that Ian would be the good one. I mean, Dave's got a bit of a bad look about him. He's
grumpy,
he looks a bit like...
Grumpy.
It's hard to make him smile, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a pussycat real. He's the better one, yeah.
I've got Dave all wrong. He might look scary, but he's really a family man with a softer side that I think he likes to keep hidden.
No, so you've got a rabbit hutch down there.
Yeah.
So you do like rabbits then? All right, then we'll keep that low.
Me and my boys.
Beautiful pictures there.
I can see that family is everything to Dave, but fighting used to be his greatest passion. He was feared in the cage and had a promising professional career ahead of him.
Dave was an up-and-coming fighter. He'd have been a brilliant fighter.
But a car accident finished his fight career. And it's obvious to me that it's killing him.
I have to sit every day and endure watching people do what I love to do, and I can't do it, so how much would you miss it?
Of course.
It's not good. It's devastating.
Being just the coach for the Big Japan Challenge means that Dave can join me for some rabbit stew.
Thank you very much. How'd you eat it up north? Do you have a spoon or anything?
But Ian can't. Weight is a big issue for him, so he's on protein shakes to try and make his fight weight. Ian is under strict instructions not to go drinking, but I know Ian's a party boy, and I want to know what happens when he breaks the rules.
I've knocked him out before. That's what you mean. I bust my jaw and everything. Did I get my point across? I felt it the next day.
Ian had been on a 3-day bender, and Dave wasn't happy.
It looks bad that he's dragged me out of bed and broken my jaw, but he was frustrated. Really, that was just throwing my life away.
Lovely.
There's a lot more frustration from me if he goes out drinking and partying, and it's basically a slap in the face to me if he does that, which is why I get a slap in the face, he gets a left hook in the jaw. He eats soup, but hopefully he's learnt his lesson.
At first, it sounds like an extreme reaction from Dave, but I think in a bizarre way, it shows just how much he cares about his brother.
Although not all brothers could get over such a violent incident.
I've got a brother, 18 months younger than me. If I was to break my brother's jaw, I don't think we'd ever speak again.
Pretty much most of it has been sick in that.
I feel that because Dave can't fight, he's got Ian doing his fighting for him.
Dig deep, everything you've got.
But Ian isn't the only one who fights for Dave. I've come to Quantum Gym where he coaches up-and-coming fighters. Dave is a highly respected coach and was selected to take charge of the England mixed martial arts team, which consists of 5 fighters in different weight classes. Ian is the lightweight. Before he began cage fighting professionally, Ian was a boxer with an impressive record, winning many local and international titles. But they both fell in love with cage fighting when they saw the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or the UFC, a no-holds-barred form of fighting with very few rules. It emerged from the States in the 90s and suited the Butlin twins to a T.
So we watched the Ultimate Fighting Championship and it's like everything together. I thought, well, this is fucking perfect. So
we then used to get people around to our garage on a Friday night.
All the kids in the area just used to fight each other.
Just to whack each other and...
Until one person gave up.
Until one person quit.
From amateur cage fighters in their garage, they've now made it to the very top of their game.
Keep it going.
As Ian and the team prepare for the big fight in Japan, the training intensifies. And a key part of this is circuit training, a series of grueling exercises that Dave puts Ian through. To get some idea of what it's like, I'm going to give it a bash, starting off with this tyre.
Keep working, keep working.
Go on to the bungee.
I've only just started, and already my whole body is in absolute agony.
Good. Come on, keep working.
This is not your average training program. It was created by a Royal Marine, and it's designed to sort the men from the boys.
Come on, keep working. Go on, push it.
Fuck that.
You don't build them the same down south.
I've only done one circuit, but that was enough for me.
Oh man, fucking hell. That was fucking proper hard. On me rabbit, on me game. Oh man. It's embarrassing, man. That wasn't even like fucking 1% of what they put in there, and that's just fuck me. I'll give up smoking and boozing, that's what I've got to do. Not nice when you've got a bit of rabbit coming out your fucking nose, I'll tell you that now.
Ian's just done the full circuit 5 times, but it's not over for him yet.
This is what makes you want to quit. It's in the gym where you learn your heart and when you want to quit. When you see me in a minute, when I'm getting fresh opponents every minute for 3 5-minute rounds, with only 45 seconds rest, I'm stood in there, I'm going to be getting smashed. My face is going to look a fucking mess. I'm going to want to quit, and I'm not gonna. It's going to be fucking...
Ian, I'm with you, brother. Don't worry about that.
What's coming next is going to be horrible.
What's coming next for Ian is 5 different fighters who will take it in turn to fight him a minute each.
We're not making it easy for him.
He's about to get a battering. Dave has specially designed this punishing exercise to teach Ian that quitting is never an option.
Come on, let's go! Fight forward!
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Come on, back to feet!
It's the idea of never giving up.
Keep fighting! Keep fighting!
Just keep getting up, keep getting up. No matter how fucked he is, he has to keep getting up. Get on with it, get on with it, get on with the job.
Come on, back to feet! Go!
It's getting pummeled. It's getting absolutely pummeled.
You've got, come on! Push it! Push it! Oh, finish strong! Finish strong! Good work!
Fuck me, man. Intense.
At the moment, Ian looks completely focused. He's put his usual partying lifestyle on hold but I want to know how difficult it is for him to resist temptation.
Now, what would happen if me and you now was to go out on a 3-day bender and fuck everything up before you fight? What do you think you'd do?
Do you know how tempted I am?
So am I, mate, believe you me. You reckon, you think you'd lose the plot?
Yeah, he would be very pissed off because of the work he's putting on.
You need to have him round you, don't you?
Because otherwise I'll just go off the rails.
Yeah.
You just won't see me for days.
No, and I think he needs that in a relationship as well. He likes to look after you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's passionate about you.
He's in a position where he can't fight at the moment, and it must be frustrating for him. If it was me, if it was the other way around, I wouldn't be there helping him. I know that, and that's a bad thing to say. Really, I'd be out pie. I wouldn't be because I haven't got that. I haven't got that strong personality. He's got where he could. Where I could, I'd just be out on a bender.
I can see that Ian has his faults, and he isn't afraid to admit to them. He reminds me a little bit of myself.
He's a bit of me. I can see his liability ways. I've got that about me. I have to rein it in and behave me fucking self. I have to, but I struggle with it. Just that I haven't got the twin. I haven't got the twin to fucking keep me in check, you know what I mean?
Keep it going! I'm in Huddersfield, living and breathing the world of Dave and Ian Butlin.
You're building the same down south.
Twin brothers and two of the country's toughest cage fighters, who in a few weeks' time will be representing England in the World Championships of Mixed Martial Arts in Japan. I'm here to find out what it takes to be the best of the best in one of the world's fastest growing and toughest sports. It's my second day with them. So far I've learnt that Dave is the family man and Ian is the party boy.
I've been up for a little while and had a little shower. Made myself a nice cup of tea. He's only got soy milk though.
I'm getting a taste, literally, of the life of a professional fighter.
Fucking soy milk, it's fucking horrible.
As the big fight is just over a week away, Ian's life is revolving around training and his diet. He needs to be at 70 kilograms. As well as drinking moody milk to help shift the excess pounds, Ian has a strange weight loss ritual that I'm surprised to hear about.
Right, so look, I don't want to be a bit weird, and I've just walked in having a bath. How does this help you having a bath? What, you lose weight having a bath?
Yeah, well, I have a hot bath every morning anyway. My muscles are aching, obviously, from last night.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a little bit of...
That helps, yeah, I understand that,
so, but also I'll probably lose a little bit just from the heat.
Well, look, you do what you got to do, wash yourself. You know, I'm hoping that you're going to be all right so we can have a bit of breakfast.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a shout when I weigh in.
All right, kid. Liven yourself up.
He's desperately trying to shed the last few pounds to make his fight weight.
79.7 kilos.
Which means?
Which means we're not having breakfast.
Oh, you're fucking
joking. Carb drink. Because I need to be 70 kilos.
You've got to be 70 kilos. Yeah, you're 79 now. You've got to lose, what, a stone? A stone and a half.
Yeah, 9 days we've got, haven't we?
Fucking hell, man.
To be honest, I'm shocked at the amount he has to lose. A stone and a half in just over a week. I've seen boxers that struggle to make the weight and lose too much too quickly. It's a far from an ideal way to go into battle. From the look of him, a couple of pounds are made up of ink.
What's all the tattoos all about? What do they mean?
And that on that arm is David.
Okay.
This one down the middle was I lost a lot of friends in a small space of time. I lost 6 friends in the space of about 8 weeks. So that means strength through loss.
Obviously, it's a big thing for you. You want to tell me a little bit about who you lost, how you lost them, or?
My uncle killed himself. So
right.
Like I actually saw him. I went into the house and saw him after he'd killed himself, and so that was like quite a big thing. And my friend died in a car crash. This was all in the space of a few weeks, you know.
Despite being around death, he has no fear of it.
Whatever will be. Life, things are going to happen, whatever. I believe in karma. I've done nasty stuff. I've never done a nasty thing to a nice person. I've said this to you before. And I think if I'm going to die, if it's my time, it's my time. If it's not, it's not. But I'm going to make sure that I've lived my life to the fullest. I'm not going to go... I'm not going to die having a wasted life.
Now I can understand why Ian parties so hard. Having lost so many loved ones, he's decided that he will now live each day as if it's his last.
People are going to remember me.
I can tell that Ian loves the notoriety that comes with being a professional fighter. He won 12 of his 16 bouts in his amateur boxing career, but hasn't done quite as well with his cage fighting career, winning 8 and losing 7 of his professional fights. But that hasn't knocked his confidence.
All those lightweights out there talking the shit, talking like they're the best lightweight in the country. I am the best lightweight in the country.
With Ian so far over his weight, I'm not sure we're going to be having a fry-up for breakfast.
What are you doing here then? What's this? Are you doing your carb drink?
Yeah, obviously we're a little bit overweight, so...
This is it, this is all you can have?
This is all I'm going to have, I'm just going to have this now. And I'll have a little bit of water to take my pills that I'm going to have this morning.
Right. What sort of pills you got to take? Vitamins?
Yeah, we've got them. Listen, you want a couple of them then?
Yeah, go on, fuck it, I'll have a couple of them.
Right.
Fucking size of these pills here, look. Any order you take them in, or?
Nah, just get them down.
Just whack them down, yeah.
There we go.
God, they're monsters, them. So what we're going to do today?
Right,
we're going to have a
now-
nice day just laying in a hammock.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. We're just gonna go up to these. There's a few stairs that I run up and down.
There's a few stairs
There's
you
a
run
few
up and
stairs
down.
we run
Right,
up and down,
okay,
like-
let's fucking do it.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's do it.
Come in, boy.
A couple of stairs. That doesn't sound too bad. But we are talking about something that Rocky might want to swerve. The 220 steps, which Ian goes up and down 12 times, are all about training him mentally.
Got to hit every single step. I think there's about 220. So we've got to hit every step from right at the bottom all the way up.
So I love the idea of this prehistoric fucking train.
It's nice. This is
old school, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like Rocky shit.
Don't cost fuck all.
Nah.
But yet you're doing, you know, as much.
And it's nice for me to get out of the gym and do something.
Right, let's walk down then first. Do you jog down or do you walk?
Nah, we walked down the first time.
Thank fuck for that.
Walking down these steps is hard enough. I'm not looking forward to running back up them.
This is the start.
This is the start.
Oh. Fucking hell.
You cool?
Right, go on, kid.
We can do this. We can do this. Let's go.
Go on, crack on. I'm up your arse.
My legs are burning. They feel like they're on fire. Fuck. I thought I'd reach the top, but I'm only halfway.
Fucking hell. I can't fucking do it. I can't get up there. I can't do it. Fucking hell. Ah.
Tough on the old thighs.
It's the legs, isn't it?
The legs.
Fucking hell.
Actually, this is not so much cardio as legs.
It's all there, isn't it?
All in your thighs, yeah. It's a fucking... It's like an endurance test.
If I started it, I thought...
I'll bring it back down, do another.
Crack on, kid. You do. I started it. I thought... This ain't that bad. It's a piece of piss. Oh, fucking hell. That was pain. That was pain. Yeah, I can't deal with it, you know, mentally, obviously, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Off he goes again. It's torture, it's like torturing yourself. So you can give up whenever you want, you can stop whenever you want. You ain't got a gun to your head, there's no one forcing you to do it, this is off his own bat. And you can tell he's in fucking pain. But to be fair, if you can do that 12 times, you get in the ring, you're going to feel invincible. There's nothing you're going to fear.
For Ian, total mental preparation is the key. And this means banishing all fear from his mind, no matter what that might be. One of Ian's irrational fears was of heights.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but for some reason I just started getting funny with heights. Like to confront things, like to hit things straight on, you probably realise. So if I can get in front of like the world on TV and fight in Japan,
Why can't I jump off a platform?
Well, I'm going to be straight with you now. I used to, you know, I used to go holiday in Cornwall, things like that, and I'll jump off cliffs and things, and I had no fear. As I've got older, I don't know whether it's you get older, you just, you have that thing of where you're not actually invincible, and you can actually die.
Now, I've got a fear of heights too, so Ian wants me to experience what he went through. So I'm going to try and jump off a 10-metre platform. I'm introduced to Ian's friend, Les Allen, who's been helping him to conquer his fear of heights.
Danny Dyer, Les Allen.
Pleasure to meet you, brother. Pleasure, man. I'm ready for this, I think.
Yeah?
Nah, because no. That'd be ridiculous.
The nerves are starting to kick in now, but I've come this far and I can't back down. As soon as I see it, I knew exactly how Ian felt.
No way.
The boys are going to ease me into it by starting me off on the 5-metre board. That wasn't too bad, but I'm not feeling as confident about the 10-metre board.
So you're just going to go off?
No, I mean, my way is flipping forward or anything like that.
Nah, you'll be all right. Just stay looking forward like that. You're going to be totally fine.
I'm going. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm absolutely bricking it.
Ah! I'll do it, I will do it, I will do it.
For each your own, for every man a religion.
Fucking hell.
Oh, done it, fucking done it, yes.
Good work, that's fucking good.
Oh,
First goal, straight off 10,
there,
conquer the fear.
Conquer the fear there, man.
Yeah, that's something else we've achieved.
I can see why Ian wanted to overcome his fears. Now that I've conquered my own, I feel invincible.
Listen, you know what, this is all it is. It's your brain just going, you know.
With everything like this, it's just
It's
mental.
your brain,
It's
it's
mental,
just
like I
your
said, running up them stairs, getting in that cage, everything, it's all in your head. It's just having that mental strength. We did it.
It is a nice feeling to feel I've done it. I mean, there was a moment when I just thought I can't do it. I can't actually physically bring myself to do it. Anyway, on a lighter note, I thought I'd bring my little pink number out today. You know what I mean? See, it's all a myth, all this Danny Dyer hard man bollocks. And I'm a very feminine fucking fella.
I'm feeling good after the jump, and it's given me some idea of how it's helped Ian's mindset. But it doesn't matter where your head is at if you haven't got the physical strength. The fight is now only 10 days away, and it's Dave's job to fine-tune Ian's fight skills in preparation for the M1 challenge. Ian's going to step into the cage for one last round of sparring, but this time it's against his ultimate opponent, his twin.
It's always quite a weird thing to watch two brothers go at it, you know? Dave's quite ruthless, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, just how hard he is on Ian.
Perfectly matched in size, Ian couldn't ask for a better sparring partner.
Regards sparring, it's ideal with us being pretty much equal size.
Fucking hell.
How hard will Dave push his brother?
If we're going to be really honest about it, Dave doesn't drink. He lives a clean lifestyle. Whereas I party between my fights. So Dave's physically in good condition all year round, whereas you can catch me on an off day.
Ian says he's the best lightweight in the country, but I'm not sure if he's even the best lightweight in his family.
I think Dave's a stronger, better fighter, yeah.
Get hold of that.
Do you remember this one now?
Yeah, I remember it now.
Good to see the banter between you and all, because it's obviously a little
Yeah,
banter,
while we're
you know what I
whacking
mean?
each
Little
other.
wink, little wink, little smile. No, it's good. It's a cheeky one there.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Lee said never take your eyes off your opponent. Even when you're talking to Danny Dyer.
It just looks so wrong because they're twins. But it ain't, you know what I mean? They're doing it for the right reasons. You know, he's going to Japan next week. He's going to get in a ring with a Japanese fighter who's going to be strong, mentally strong. And, you know, there's no better way to deal with it, I suppose, than being inside on the job, you know?
I know what they're like in the cage, but I also want to know about their life outside the cage. And as we talk about this over dinner, they make a stunning revelation.
Both of us, at some point, have looked down the barrel of a gun, which is unnerving, to say the least. But I've actually been shot, which put me out of fighting for a good.
Ian's been shot.
8
Where was
months
he shot?
recovering. I was shot. It went into my hand there. It came out my hand there. I was actually on the phone, and I've turned around like that, and it's gone through there. The guy was aiming for my head.
They weren't prepared to tell me who shot them. But I wonder if it could happen again. I get the sense that whatever these two have got up to in the past, that's where they want it to stay. My journey into the mind of Britain's toughest twins is drawing to a close. Dave and Ian Butlin have been training hard for the biggest event in their cage fighting careers, the M1 Challenge in Japan. And in the 3 days I've spent with them, I've been pushed to my absolute limits, physically and mentally, to get some idea of what it takes to be a top cage fighter. But I'm worried about Ian's fight preparation. He's got almost a stone to lose to make his fight weight. In a last-ditch effort, he's spending up to 5 hours a day trying to sweat it off in a 110-degree sauna.
I'm about to go and get in the sauna, and I'm not a big fan of saunas. I hate saunas. I hate them. It just don't suit me. Heat, constant heat.
Even if he loses the weight, I don't think he's going to be in a good condition to fight.
Obviously, you know what you're doing. This ain't your first fight, but I mean, is there any chance that that it could affect your performance just because of them? So them last 24 hours of that manic, just trying to get that weight off.
It can give you that advantage, but if you take it a step too far, it can also be a disadvantage. It's a fine balance.
So what happens if you don't make the weight?
If you don't make the weight, you don't fight.
You just don't fight. That's it. End of.
A week later, and Ian's getting ready to fly out to Japan, and the extreme diet and exercise regime seems to be affecting his mind.
I'm as prepared as you possibly can be, really. The main thing for me now is to get the weight off, which is why I'm a little bit slow, 'cause I've been dieting for days.
Tokyo's Differ Araki Arena is the location for the toughest fight of the Butlin twins' lives. Team England, led by Dave, will fight against 12 different countries, and Japan is the first stop of a year-long challenge. It's the first time England have sent a team to compete, so they're keen to make their mark. The news from Ian's weigh-in isn't good. Because of the 12-hour flight, his body has retained water, and he's still a stone over his fight weight.
It was probably the most depressed I've ever felt when I stood on the scales. But there's no way I was going to give up. I was going to make weight. You know, I'd never quit, but it wasn't very nice.
After 2 days of not eating and almost constant saunas, Ian has managed to make his weight, and the day of the fight has arrived. Months of intense training has brought them to this moment. Ian's opponent from Japan is Luis Andrade. They are the same weight, but Andrade is a more experienced fighter. He's also 6 years younger and 2 inches taller. Ian prefers a stand-up fight, and he's off to a strong start. But it isn't long before he's taken to the ground. He's going to need a lot of strength to get back up again.
Andrade has achieved full mount, Jimmy.
For just over 2 minutes, Andrade dominates Ian on the ground and batters him.
Andrade letting go with the punches.
Ian desperately tries to break out of the hold, but he's just not strong enough.
Andrade eventually gets him in a decisive hold, and Ian is forced to submit. The fight is over.
All the training I'd done, all the hard work, everything, all goes to nothing because I just had no energy in me. But that was my fault. I messed up the weight cut. So.
And he got the weight off. I don't know how much effect that had on the fight. And I wouldn't want to make excuses. I think his opponent was a good, strong guy, and he beat him fair and square.
Ian lost his fight, but for Dave as team coach, Japan was a success, with 4 out of his 5 fighters winning their bouts.
We went over there as the underdogs and we've won 4-1, so that puts us top of the table, so it's a good result all around.
He's brought an English team over to beat Japan on the home soil, so it's brilliant for him. And moving on to America, we're just going to repeat that performance, but obviously mine's going to be better.
Ian has got another chance to prove that he can do it. He's back in the gym and training hard for the next fight. Dave, as usual, is right by his side, driving him on.
Keep fighting! Keep fighting!
It's been a unique journey into 2 very different minds. The childhood battles have been left behind, and now one twin fights for the other around the world. But the psychological struggle between them will rage on forever.